Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new day. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Corinna, and I haven't even brushed my hair yet. Yeah, I'm about to make breakfast. Yeah, pretty much just got out of bed. Slept in today. So, yeah, let me show you. We're going to make the migas I was going to make yesterday. So, let me show you what I'm using. Okay, so what I'm using for this dish called migas, and I'll put it on the screen, how you spell it. So I'm going to use eggs. I'll probably use about 6 eggs. I'm going to use corn tortillas, and I'm using white corn, and I'm just going to cut them up in little pieces. And we have a little bit of lunch meat left, the ham, so I'm just going to tear that up in little pieces and mix that in. Glenn will be using picante sauce on his. You can add a little cheese if you want. Pretty much add whatever you want. If we didn't use the ham, we'd probably add some bacon. That's all we're using. I got the oil heating up for the frying the tortilla chips, so I'm going to cut those up right now. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is I've got about 5 tortillas here, and I'm just going to cut them down like that. Just make strips. And then cut them the other way. You can make the tortilla pieces as big or small as you want. And that's it. So now you just got a bunch of tortilla pieces. So I'm definitely going to want to use the skimmer on this because the tortilla pieces are so small and you're going to want to scoop them out in bunches. So you definitely want to use a skimmer on this. So I got the tortilla chips frying up now. So the oil was nice and hot. They sizzled as soon as they got in there. And then I just tore up the ham slices in bits and pieces. And I'm just warming those up a little bit. And then we'll just wait for the tortilla chips. It's going to take the longest. So as soon as those are done, I'm going to go ahead and beat about 6 eggs. Got my new socks on that I got from the food pantry yesterday. Okay, so I'm just going to throw my eggs in here and whisk them up. Now I've said this in the past, but like if I have a dirty bowl or something and something needs to be washed anyway, so I'll just use that to throw my eggshells in since it's dirty already. So thank you all so much for joining me today, taking this time out of your day. It is a cloudy Friday morning. It's going to be about 39 degrees today, so not too cold. Probably get a little bit of rain. It's kind of been raining a little slightly since yesterday, and it's melting off the snow. But cloudy is good though. Like I said, we like cloudy days in the winter, so that's how it's good for us. So our trail cam is just not working anymore. It's not even taking photos at night, so that's a shame. So I don't know if you could see this on my tablet screen, the snow falling. I like that sing. I like to listen to not only classic Christmas music, but I like to listen to acoustic guitar Christmas music. So there's no words, just acoustic guitar playing. And I love that. I don't have the volume on, so there's no copyright music playing, but I thought the sing itself was pretty nice. Let's see. Okay, so if you hear a video in background, that's Glenn's watching First Amendment audit videos. Oh, pepper's gonna make me sneeze now. So Now I remember why I never like to get vegetable oil. Vegetable oil stinks. That's what, if you remember in the last Walmart grocery haul, I got that gallon-sized vegetable oil only because there was no canola oil, but it stinks. Don't like using it. But it's what we have, so that's what I gotta use. Now this is something my dad used to make for us a lot when we were growing up. And I've said this in the past also, but keep in mind a lot of new subscribers that may not have watched my past videos. But we didn't grow up with a lot of money. You know, we struggled. My dad did everything he could to make sure we had something to eat. And if it was just something like this, that's what it was, and we loved it. That's all we knew. We didn't know of, you know, we didn't grow up eating like hamburgers a lot or stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Glenn, they grew up eating a lot more foods than we did. But this is what we knew, so we figured we were eating good. You know, steak was not present in our house, and we didn't think anything of that because we were happy with what we were eating. A lot of our meals consisted of included refried beans, eggs, papitas, chorizo, and that may have been like on a daily basis, but we were okay with that because my dad made it really good, and I always try to make it good like my dad did. But stuff like this, I mean, yeah, this is what we grew up eating, and we were good with that. Glenn grew up eating meat and potato type meals.
He didn't have much money either, though.
Yeah, they didn't grow up with a lot of money either. His dad was a truck driver, was he?
Yeah.
His ma was a stay-at-home ma, but back then that was normal, as my mom was. So yeah, they didn't. It's not like they grew up rich or anything like that. You know, his ma scratched and scrounged for a lot of the money that they did find in the house.
Anytime she looked at the couch for money.
Yep. And I think a lot of us did that, is we looked through the couch for change and things like that. So, but Glenn's mom always just made sure they had meat and potatoes on the table. And nothing fancy, just, you know, doing different things with different meats. All right. So that is done. That is called migas. Just egg, fried up tortilla chips, whatever other meat you want to put in there, ham or bacon, fry up some bacon pieces, chorizo, whatever you want can go in there. But the tortilla chips are the main part of this meal, and that's what makes the migas. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and eat, and then in a little while, I'll do friend mail. Hey, I just wanted to show you this Christmas scene. I got this on YouTube, but I'm not playing the actual music, so I hope I don't get demonetized just for showing the artwork on it, but I think this is pretty cool. So I just lowered the volume so I'm not playing any copyrighted music, so hopefully this can stay on the video because it's really pretty. And we have this same scene on our big TV. This is on my tablet in the kitchen because I'm going to make some oatmeal raisin cookies. But yeah, just I like to have scenes on the TV even when we're not watching it, just to have a Christmas scene on there. So yeah, I thought I'd show you that. Got the red truck there covered in snow. So yeah, I thought that was pretty nice. All right, everyone. So it is, I don't know what time it is. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm going to make some oatmeal raisin cookies. So I have everything out that I'm going to be needing. I'm going to need 2 separate bowls. I got raisins, salt, flour, oatmeal, and I only have like the quick oats, so that's what I'm using. Sugar, cinnamon, baking soda, vanilla, 1 egg, and some brown sugar, and a half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick. I already got my measuring cups and spoons out, my bowls, and when I bake, I do measure while I'm baking. I know when you're cooking, measuring is not such a, an importance, but when you're baking, it could kill the the end result. So I do measure while I'm baking. I will put the recipe to these oatmeal raisin cookies in the description below. I do have a previous video on them, but again, I'm just doing it. Lots of new subscribers, viewers, so I'll just do the video, and it's part of my daily vlog. So, and then at the end of when all the cookies are done, I think I'm going to make an icing for them and drizzle them over the cookies. So let's get started. And I didn't pre-measure anything, obviously, and put them in little separate bowls because I really don't want to wash a bunch of little dishes. So I'm just going to measure as I go. All right, so this smaller bowl is going to be for the dry ingredients, like the flour and all that stuff. And the bigger bowl will be for the wet ingredients, and then at the end the flour will go in there. So I like using these bowls. They're old, they're very old. Now, I like using them because, one, it reminds me of my mom. Growing up, she had a set of these bowls. But these particular bowls came from Glenn's mom. And when she passed, we got a lot of her stuff. So these bowls came from Glenn's ma. But before Glenn's ma, his grandmother had these. So these actual bowls are from Glenn's grandmother. So that's really cool when you have stuff that's passed down through generation. So I am using, 3rd generation stuff. So just thought I'd throw that in. All right, so we're going to get started with the dry ingredients. I'm going to be using 1 cup of flour. So and as I use the ingredients, I'm going to take it off the counter and just quickly throw it on the table. And then in this bowl, what I'm going to mix in is the flour, the cinnamon, and that's going to be a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And again, I'll write all this down in the description. These are really good. When I made them the first time, they turned out really good. So half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I gotta take the whole lid off. And then along with the cinnamon is going to be the baking soda, which I have in here. And that's also going to be a half a teaspoon. And the salt. The salt is going to be 1/4 of a teaspoon. Alright, and that's that. And we're just going to whisk all this together. Once we have it all whisked together, we're going to add in the oats and the raisins to this. Probably could have used a bigger bowl, but oh well. Alright, so oats, we're going to use 1.5 cups. So I got a 1/2 cup here, so I'm going to use 3 of those. Oops. And I have my oven preheated to 350. And this recipe, when I make or put the dough balls on the cookie sheet, I use a tablespoon measuring spoon to measure out how big the dough balls will be. Oh, that was perfect. And that gave us, I think, a little over 3 dozen or 3 dozen. We'll see. And then the raisins is going to be 1 cup. You could put more if you want, that doesn't matter. But I think I found that it had enough with that. Alright, so we're just going to mix this up. Again, I probably should have used a bigger bowl. This is working out fine. So after I make the cookies, I'm going to do the friend mail. And that, I think today that might be the last part of the video, as we are having leftovers tonight. So I won't be cooking anything for supper. So some of you have mentioned that you like these daily vlogs, and I really enjoy doing them. So I'm glad you like them. If you ever get bored of them, just let me know, and I'll change it up again. But I'm enjoying doing just these daily vlogs. Alright, so got the oats and the raisins all mixed in there. So we're going to put that to the side. Ooh, we'll get that raisin in there. And in this bowl, we're going to do the remaining ingredients, which is going to be the butter, the sugars, the egg, the vanilla, and then we're going to mix all that together, and then we're going to throw the flour in there. So, yeah, I think that'll be okay. Alright, so let's get the butter in there. And again, your butter should be softened. And then there's sugars. For the granulated sugar, you're going to use 1/4 cup. And for the brown sugar, you're going to use 1/2 cup. And then the vanilla, you're going to use 1 teaspoon. I think what I'm going to do is once I put the vanilla in here, I'm going to mix it all up and then I'll throw in the egg. Alright, so now we're just going to mix all this together. You can use a hand mixer. I'm just not. And it's mixing together pretty well. So you got a nice texture there. So for Christmas, I am probably going to make some tamales. I didn't make any last year, but before that, I was making tamales pretty much every Christmas. So yeah, I think I'm going to make tamales this Christmas, and I usually do it on Christmas Eve, so we can have it Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And again, it's just Glenn and I, so I don't have to make a whole bunch. But you can always freeze them as well and take them out as you need them. Alright, so now I'm going to crack in my egg. I suppose I could have left that in there. Alright, let's mix that egg in. This recipe is super easy. I hope you all have a good weekend. And remember, the live stream is this weekend. I'll put a community post on the exact time, but I'm thinking Sunday, maybe about, I don't know, about 7 o'clock or so. Sunday evening at 7. And that is Central Time. I am Central Time here in Wisconsin. So I'll put in a community post just to remind you. I'm going to go ahead and take the dry ingredients and pour it in here. I think what I'll do is a little at a time and kind of fold it in, or mix it in. It'll mix in just fine. Alright, we are ready to put these on the cookie sheet. And like I said, I just get a 1 tablespoon measuring spoon and just fill it with that, the cookie dough. And then I just take a plastic knife and scrape it out because this dough is really sticky. Now, when I was mixing all the flour ingredients in, what I ended up having to do was take my hands and mix it all by hand because there was little bits and pieces of flour that were having trouble getting incorporated, so I just did it by hand. But the dough is very sticky, that's why I use a knife to get it out. And what I do also, when I got it on the cookie sheet, I just kind of flatten it out a little bit, like that, just with my hands. When I made them the first time and I left them like round like that, they would just kind of stay really like thick. So I just went ahead and flattened them out. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and fill up 2 cookie sheets right away. Okay everyone, so here are the oatmeal raisin cookies. They are done. But as you can see, I still have them on a cooling rack because I'm going to make the icing right now. And when I pour the icing on the cookies, it's going to go straight through, and I have parchment paper underneath. So, alright, so we're going to get started on the icing. Okay, so all I'm going to use for the icing is powdered sugar and milk. A while back when I was making icing, it kept coming out translucent color, because at that time I was adding vanilla to it as well, and that's fine if you don't mind it. But I really wanted a white colored icing, so I finally tried just not adding vanilla, and just keeping it to powdered sugar and milk, and the icing was white. So that's what I'm doing. All right, now when I make my Christmas cookies, I do use vanilla because I'm gonna put food coloring in it anyway when I dip the cookies in it. So I'm gonna use 1 cup of powdered sugar. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of milk in at a time. And then just whisk it. And you just add the milk until you find the texture you want it to be. It's almost there. You can see it falling out. I need to whisk it more, but and you can see the texture in there. So I'm not sure if I want to add any more milk because it might make it too thin. But of course then you could just add more powdered sugar, but I think we're going to stick to this. You can just see it falling out of the whisk. And I think it's a good texture. All right. So now we're just going to start drizzling. And you can see that the icing is going on white, which is what I wanted. And this recipe using the tablespoon measuring spoon sounds funny when you say it, but using this recipe made 3 dozen and then 4 extra, so not quite 3.5 dozen, but a full 3 dozen and then 4 extra. That one got a lot of it. All right, let's do these. Okay, so obviously the screen of the camera ends right here, but there's like 2 more rows of cookies over here and a little bit over here. So, but you can see most of it and how I did it. So that is it for the cookies. Again, we're just going to let these set for a while so the icing sets. And right now I'll get ready. I'm going to clean up my little mess here. I've already actually cleaned up all the dishes for the day. The only thing I have to wash now is what I just used to make the icing. And we'll get to showing you the friend mail. Alright everyone, so I am going to go over friend mail right now, and I showed this yesterday's video, but I just wanted to start off with this. Now this, along with the other stuff I'm going to show you, came from Connie, And again, thank you, Connie, so much. We love everything. Connie knew we loved fishing, and they were kind of downsizing, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Connie, and they needed to get rid of some stuff. So she asked if we would like it. So yeah, this is the cutest salt and pepper shaker. Yeah, look at this. They're so cute. And you can see that where you put the salt and pepper in right there. So yeah, that is adorable. All right, so look at this. Isn't that beautiful? So this is hanging on our wall. We already hung them up. There are 4 of them. Yeah, so we need to put some other stuff on the wall, but we thought we'd hang these up right now. These are about 15 inches long, 15 to 16 inches long, and they are heavy. We believe they're a heavy resin. Correct me if I'm wrong, Connie, but they seem like they're resin, but they are heavy. And they come with a good hook attachment on the back, so they are staying pretty good. But isn't that beautiful? So we got that one and that one. Let me get a better angle here so you can just see the wall in general. So there's that one. I believe there was 2 of those. And that one. And this one. So you can see them hanging on the wall here. Okay, so the next thing we got was this lamp with the fish on it, and the pull string is a fishing lure here. That's so cool. And then the lampshade is a wicker basket, like if you were fly fishing, your basket to put the fish in would be like wicker. So that is really cool. And then on top is a bobber. So you would unscrew this and then put the lampshade over it and then screw it back on. So that is so cool. We thought that was really neat. So yeah, we absolutely love it. And then, so this here is, we call him Hippie Santa. That's Glenn's favorite Santa. So I put him out near Glenn where he sits, so that's his Hippie Santa. But yeah, isn't that a pretty lamp? That's awesome. We did have this lamp here, and when we got this, I just threw that one on the floor and put this one up, so now I gotta find a place for that one, probably in the basement. But yeah, look at that pull string. It's got a lure on it. That's awesome. So yeah, we love this. Okay, so keep in mind there's clutter around here because this is Glenn's actual RC work table in the winter here in the house. So we have this here for now only because this bear down here, it's a bear and there's a beehive and it lights up and it changes color. Isn't that really neat? And then there's a bear here, but when we opened this bear was broken off. So the reason we have it sitting here is because Glenn made up some epoxy to epoxy him on there. So he's been on there since last night. And so we're going to give him 24 hours or so so the epoxy can set in and he doesn't fall off. But isn't that cute? That beehive that lights up. I'm going to turn off the light so you can see it better. That is so cute. We love it. Yeah, so we're letting the bear recover before we move him. So yeah, we absolutely love everything that we received. We do have a couple cards to show you as well. So these are all the decorations that Connie and her husband sent us. So we are so grateful, Connie. Again, we don't know how to thank you. So thank you so much. We love everything. All right, so here are some Christmas cards we received. This is from Cindy Colston. I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry, Cindy, if I just said that wrong. But that's a beautiful card. It looks like a Thomas Kincaid scene. That's beautiful. And then this here, this card came from Connie. And she sent that with all the stuff I just showed you. So that was very nice. And then this here came from Doug and Heidi Bullock. So thank you all for the cards. This is just some of our Christmas decorations. And I'll do a video with all our decorations and stuff. But this is our hutch. So when Christmas is over, all this stuff comes down. And we'll put some decorations up here. We kind of want to make it like fishing / camping and things like that. So usually I have like Native American decorations on there, but it's nice to change it up every now and then. But thank you all so much for the cards. And yeah, we love it. We love it all. All right, so again, there's the fish on our wall. And with this, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up for today. So I hope you all have a great weekend. I'm going to do the live stream Sunday evening, 7 o'clock Central Time, 7 p.m. Central. So I hope you all can join me. And yeah. Well, with that, remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.